Hello, we will see how to prepare first simplex table when we want to use simplex method. Simplex method can be used to solve LPV problems when there are more than two variables. You can use simplex method for two or more than two variables. So I will take an example. So let's take a sum. Say we want to maximize profit Z, and the business has two variables, x1 and x2. The profit of x1 is 100 and profit per unit of x2 is 80, and there are two constraints in the business. The first constraint is 6x1 plus 4x2 is less than 7200. Call this as constraint A, and then take another constraint as 2x1 plus 4x2 to be less than equal to 4000, and call this as constraint B. Now we will see how to prepare the first simplex table. So to prepare the first simplex table, we will rewrite the objective function and the constraints. We will rewrite as maximize z equal to 100 x1 plus 80 x2. Now there are two constraints, constraint A and constraint B. So we'll add two slack variables with the coefficient as 0. The slack variables are s1 and s2. Now constraints also I am rewriting. I am rewriting the constraint A as 6x1 plus 4x2 less than equal to, here I will add the constraint s1 with the coefficient s1, coefficient 1, and constraint s2 with the coefficient 0, and then less than equal to 7200. The second constraint is rewritten as 2x1 plus 4x2, constraint s1 with the coefficient 0, and constraint s2 with the coefficient 1, and less than equal to 4000. So now with this we will draw the simplex table. So to draw the simplex table, this is the standard simplex table, but the values that we'll put are unique to only table 1. Subsequent tables the values will change. So now we are drawing the table. So since there are two constraints, we'll make provision for the space accordingly. Then we are making space for z and delta. So now we will make the columns. So we will make column 1, 2, 3 together to put the values. Then we'll leave the space to write the coefficients, and then at the end we will have space to write replacement ratio. So now I am writing the headings of the simplex table number 1. So I will write basis. So these values are Cj values that I'll write here. Here I'll write C, X, B, and then I'll write two variables, so x1, x2, and two slack variables s1 and s2. So I'll put the values of x1 and x2 looking at the objective function. So I write the values as 100, 80, and then 0 and 0. Then we put here, there are two rows, each constraint represents one row. So first constraint, we add select variable s1 and then s2, and mandatorily we write the coefficient as 0, 0. So here we write 7200, here we write 4000. So here you put the name as zj and then write delta as cj minus zj. Now mandatorily for table 1, okay, for table 1 we can directly write the values. So these values for z you put 0, 0, 0. These values that you see are only for table 1, not for subsequent tables. Then we put the values here looking at constraint A as 6, 4, 1, 0, and then looking at constraint B we write 2, 4, 0, 1. So now we put delta values. C is this C and Z is this Z. So for first table these values are same as C values because all Z values are zeros. So with this we have completed table 1 of simplex method. The solution to this you can see in my next video. Thank you.